Hello friends. After understanding the problem and its analysis, now let us write the program. Actually, as I told you already, this program is a composition of 4 functions. Now I write these functions. You can find the code there at the corner. But however, I write the code, every bit of code, and that enables you to follow it easily. Just imitate, but don't copy. Okay. What is the first function? First function is reading room data. So def read room data. What type of function it is? It does not take any input, and it returns value. That is the nature of the function. And here indentations may not be displayed properly here. However, you should strictly follow indentation, otherwise it leads to error. So function to read data. Docstring you write in a simple manner. This is actually for program. On the top we write the task of the program. Here for function we write docstring as the subtask of the program. What is the task of the function we are writing? Okay. For this purpose, 4 data items we are reading. Name of the room, length, breadth and height. Okay. For that purpose, 4 data items. For that purpose, we have to create a data structure. Now there are many data structures, but out of that, dictionary data structure is highly versatile and simple, and you can use that one. So one data structure, dictionary data structure, you are writing read data, and you name it as read data, and this is empty one. Actually, whenever you want to purchase something in the market, first you carry a bag, empty bag. Like that, empty data structure we created and kept it like this. I am not writing comments here, however, you can see it in the code. Now, here, how we are reading, that is very important. Here, see, room data. In room data, first what we are reading? Room name. This is a common mistake, don't commit it. We have to write a string because the name of an identifier, we have to write it as a string. Then what we have to do? Input function we are using, and we have to write appropriate prompt statement. What prompt statement? What is the appropriate one? Enter the name of the room. Like a string you write. This is the way. One statement if you write and all that, automatically you get experience to write in a simple manner. You can write. What is the second one? Room data. Second one is what? Length. What exactly you give and all that, same thing you have to write. So here input, enter the length of the room. Like this you write. Prompt statement should be accurate, simple, precise and understandable. Okay. Thereafter, room data breadth. What name you want to give, that only you have to write. Don't forget this thing. This I am not writing because you know that here what you write? Breadth. Okay. Next, what you write? Room data height. Which name you have given? That you have to write. Here same thing. Here one point I have to tell you. What is that? This is a string. That's why no conversion is required. But these we are entering as int. That's why what we have to make int, int, int. Don't forget that. Okay. Then in such case, we will, because two functions we are writing. So carefully you have to write. This is a common mistake. Generally a new programmer may commit. So clearly follow this. Actually why we are converting, these are actually input function can read only strings. It cannot read other data. So if you give 5, it is taken as a string. If you give 5.1, this is also taken as a string. So we are entering integer data. That's why int function already explained to you. That concept you have to recall and you have to write like this. You have to write like this. Then however the code is there. If any writing issues are there and all that, you can follow the code. There is no problem and all that. So this is the empty bag. In that 4 data items we filled. Just observe that. From a real life angle you think of, then it will be very clear. Now finally what is ready? Your bag dictionary data structure is required. In that 4 items are there. Just remember it like this. Now return, what you have to return? Room data you have to return. This is a data structure. This bag you are returning. So what type of function it is? Function which does not take any value and which returns a value. That we are writing in this manner. How I am writing? Simply imitate it. By that you learn. However, if you do not find clarity here, that corner I am giving, you strictly follow that. However, after this also, after hands-on explanation, I will explain you everything by showing the code. Then 100% you can follow that. And my request is you should not fail at all. Otherwise, you watch the lecture twice or thrice. But this is your, take it as a first program or first project, you should not fail at all. Now, I explain the second function, calculating floor area. Calculate floor area. Okay, before that, if we have to write. Now, you have to think of what type of function it is. This function takes data and return data. Takes data and it is processed and thereafter it return a value. That point you have to understand. Thereafter, which data is required for that? Now consider the formula floor area. What is the formula? Length into breadth is the formula. Where length and breadth are stored, already you know that. In room data structure, this is stored, that you write. Room data we passed from the main function. Little later I am going to explain that. So now what you have to do? Now as usual, function to calculate floor area. Don't miss this. If you don't write also it works out. But it is a convention, you must write it. Okay. Thereafter, what is the formula? Floor area. Floor area, one local variable you create. And what is the formula? Length into breadth. Now, where is length? Room data. Length. Don't forget this. Into room data. Breadth. You write it correctly. Okay. Actually, this is room data structure. In that length, one of the member, and room data structure, that is one of the member or element. So formula we have written, it is calculated and area, floor area is stored in this. Thereafter what we have to do? We have to return it. Return, for return statement you have to write. Then this is done. So a function which takes data and return value. This is second function. Now let us write third function. Similar manner. Name is changed. Calculate four walls area. Here what is the formula? 2 into height into length plus breadth. That we have to write. That means how many items are required? Length is required, breadth is required, height is required. Now you write room data. Don't forget this. Actually, again, doc string you write. This is calculate 4 walls area. This is the task of the function. Thereafter, what we have to write? Walls for area. Now don't write 4 walls area, because for any identifier digit should not be the first digit, first character. Okay. Now 2 into height. How you represent height? Room data. Don't be lazy. Room data height. Okay. 2h into L plus B. You must write parenthesis. Room data here length plus room data breadth. Okay, now 2h into L plus B. If you forget this, then it leads to wrong result. That point you have to understand. Now what you have to do? You have to return walls for area. In this manner, simple way, just imitate what I am doing, how I am doing, you see, and just you write the same. Don't copy that. By copying, you never get anything. So now 3 functions I have explained. First one is read room data. Second one is calculate floor area. Third one is calculating